Good morning. This is Dave Weber. I'm running for the U.S. Senate for 2018 as an independent candidate. And morning's segment of what you need to know is simply why vote for me. The two-party system has candidates as usual. The incumbent candidate for the Democrats is Kirsten Gillibrand. The Republican nominee is Chel Farley. And then there's me, Dave Weber, unknown from upstate New York, with very little money put into the campaign except out of my pocket, but still here trying to tell the people why someone like me should be elected. Let me try to make it as simple as possible. Both other candidates have agendas for themselves. My only agenda is what is right for New York and for America. You see, I don't have any special interests. I don't have any big money donors. I don't have any lobbyists. I don't have any aspirations to be president like Kirsten Gillibrand. I don't have any hatred, any obstructionism. I don't have any promises made to me. I just care about one thing: us, the people, our children and our grandchildren, and what kind of a state and country are we going to leave for them? And that should be the biggest concern of everybody listening to this. And I hope people listen. Chel Farley, for the Republicans, is a good person by all accounts, but she is elitist. She has money. She's from New York City. She fits the mold that the state GOP committee in New York City wants in their candidates. I don't fit that mold. Kirsten Gillibrand is the Democrat, liberal, has really swung far left and jumped on the bandwagon of socialism, open borders, abolish ICE, and so forth, free everything. That just is, I won't say insane, but unrealistic, and cannot and should not and will not work for New York or for America. Now, if you listen to any ads that they both put on TV or Facebook or in mailers, they don't talk about anything specific except why they're the better candidate as opposed to the other person. Oh, Chel Farley's typical spiel about the $40 billion or $48 billion that we send to the federal government that we don't get back is in there. This also was in 4 consecutive speeches that I spoke with her at different events. She read them verbatim. I never read a speech. I just talk like I'm talking to you today. I've told you what my issues and platform are. You know, I am for securing the borders, fixing the immigration issue. There's a lot to fix in this country. President Trump is a fixer. He is someone who solves problems. Similarly, I have always been that way in my life too. My career, my volunteer life. I fix a problem. I don't dodge it. I don't pass it on. What I do is go to the source of the problem and try to fix at the source. But the Democrat and the Republican, again, the two-party system is failing. They don't have a message. My message is clear. I don't care about anything but you and me, the people, the hardworking, working class people of New York. Doesn't matter if you're from New York City and Long Island or if you're from upstate New York, Watertown to Binghamton. It doesn't matter. We're all people. We need somebody who wants to represent our needs. What about the algae problem in upstate in the lake, specifically Skaneateles Lake, where there's a big supply of drinking water. Has anybody talked about fixing that? What about the people in Washington who have taken money from a $17 million slush fund to hush people that they've either discriminated against or harassed or whatever? All of a sudden, it came out a year ago and 2 or 3 people lost their jobs, and now it's been silent. What about that? We need to uncover that. What about Social Security? And why is the government, why is Congress digging into it anytime they wish? What about these problems? What about taxes in New York State? Why do they have to be so high to pay for the Democrats' programs of giving? And why, in places like New York City, does the mayor care more about illegal immigrants than about the actual people who are citizens in his city? None of this makes sense. And it's time we had some common sense instead of all this nonsense and hatred and fighting. Oh, I'm a good fighter, but my fight is to unite the state of New York. And that's what I want to do. You know, our infrastructure needs attention. Is anybody talking about that? There's bridges and highways and all kinds of things that need fixing, replacing, whatever. In upstate New York, Route 81 bypass through Syracuse is important. Downstate, you've got the tunnel, you've got the subway system, and Long Island, you've got that 495 out there. That if something has to be done, that traffic is ridiculous. There's got to be things that can be done to improve these kinds of infrastructure problems. And there's so much to it. And it's going to take $1 trillion at least to fix all these projects and all these problems. And where's it coming from? How are we going to get it? The liberals are more interested in giving free education and free healthcare to everybody. They don't care about fixing infrastructure. They don't care about Social Security and Medicare. They want Medicare for all. Wouldn't that be nice? But it's not practical. You see, there's only one candidate running for the U.S. Senate. Who cares? And you're looking at him. If you're listening to this video, you need to think long and hard, because you can vote for somebody like me when it comes November. You're going to be hearing more from me, but I just wanted you to know that I don't have any agenda. I'm 67 years old. I'm not afraid or intimidated by anybody, and I'm certainly not going to be bought and paid for by anybody except you, the people. We need to start working together to fix the issues and the system that is the electoral and political system in New York as well as in America. The U.S. Senate is full of people who don't care about that. They lost sight of why they were elected and who they're working for. I'll never lose sight of that because I've got nothing to lose. And what have you got to lose by electing somebody other than the two-party candidates? As an independent, I want to be the senator for everybody. They don't. They'll just do whatever their party tells them. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to today's segment of What You Need to Know, and I'll talk to you again.